Hi, I want to talk to you today about happiness a little bit. Um, I don't think there's 12 easy steps to happiness or 7 difficult steps to happiness because happiness is a fleeting emotion. We can be happy in the moment, and there's a lot of moments we could be happy about if we would slow down enough to notice them. Right now, I'm happy. I'm on a cruise ship. In this moment, I'm happy. I'm on a cruise ship. I'm somewhere between Australia and New Zealand, and this is a first for me. I'm on a huge adventure by myself, and part of the reason I came on this adventure is because I have things in my heart that I want to say to the world, and my things aren't unique or special or brilliant, but they are another voice. And sometimes we just need different voices saying the same thing to get something to change or to reach us in a certain way, to help us move a position. So everyone's looking for happiness, right? But happiness is in the moment. There is no state of continual happiness. And whenever I've talked to someone who's like, oh yeah, I'm so happy and my life's perfect and blah, 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 I think, what world do you live in? I don't say it, but I think it. Because to me, there has to be a huge lack of awareness about what goes on for other people around us to live that way. I think it's a lot of denial, in my opinion. Because if someone else in this world is being sold into, sex trade, or there's gun violence that's killing somebody, I can't say my life is perfect because I live in this world and I'm part of it and we're part of each other. And I hope that in this video I can say that let's be aware of that, because what I do affects other people, and what they do then affects more people, and we have one world. And on this international trip that I'm on, I'm learning how much of the things like that I see in America that disturb me or concern me are also seen by people from Denmark or Australia or Europe, other parts of Europe. And it's sort of validating, and it's also eye-opening to me, because in spite of media, truths get seen. And impressions are interesting. We have different, I've talked to people about what they think about America, and what, I talked to a couple Australians and I said, well, when I think of Australians, I think of, well, I probably shouldn't say this, but I think of drinking and a lot of beer. And they looked at each other and they smiled and they said, yeah, well, that's true. So it's just fun to get different perspectives that are outside my own world view from my country, which I've mostly spent my life in. So let's get back to being happy. I think that if we want to be happy in the moment, which is all we have, we don't have the past, we don't have the future, we just have right now, that a huge key in that is appreciation, gratitude for, I used to, when I was a medical student, I would walk to where there was a big down escalator into the huge lobby at the University of Kansas Medical Center. And I would see people in wheelchairs, and I frequently thought, thank you that I can walk. Thank you that I can walk. And there's so many things that we take for granted that we really can feel good about if we stop and think. This woman comes to mind. She'd had a kidney transplant, and this was back when I went to nursing school before medical school. And she told me that every day when she sees yellow pee, she was super happy. And that really hit me, because don't we just take those things for granted often? I did. But I think about her still. And I just want to encourage all of us, me, this is for me too, and for you, to take inventory every day, at the end of your day, and think about all that there is to be grateful for, either in the moment or an overview when you look at your day. There was a study done that said people who, when they were going to bed, thought about 3 things in the day that they were grateful for. I'm sorry, I don't remember where this study was, but it's real. And that those people were happier. They were happier people, and that practice made a difference for them. So that's so simple. But I think, what if we did that all day long? What if, in between doing life, we stopped and said, thank you that I'm not out of my mascara. I'm grateful. Or thank you right now that I can look out this balcony and see a beautiful ocean and nothing else, and clouds. It makes me feel very small in this world. It's part of the reason that nature is good for us, because this is other research that says people who do get out in nature are also have an appreciation for others more, because we understand how little we are compared to the whole big picture. And when we understand that, we don't take ourselves quite so seriously. It's like, I'm here, and so are all these trees, and so is this big ocean, and so are millions of other people, and it all matters. So today I just want to say to you, be happy in this moment, because you choose to be, because you choose to focus on the things that make you happy. And by the way, I don't think that means we can't acknowledge those things that hurt us, because that's being real, and that's being honest, and that's not denial. But we do get some say about how long we spend with those thoughts. And when I say on purpose, I mean once we've had the thought and observed it and said, okay, there's my sad thought, or there's my sad situation, we have the option of moving forward to a different thought. Just like a little cloud passing by, a new thought can come, and we can summon them as well and say, now, what am I grateful for right now? What do I feel happy about? It's very powerful, and we are the only ones in charge of that. So if you're feeling helpless out there right now, you're not. And I'm here to encourage you today and tell you that even though I don't see you, it's kind of like when I had a radio show. I knew people were there, and I know you're there. And even though I may have never heard of you before, I care about you, and other people care about you as well. And if you go out and do a lot of caring yourself, you find those connections, and it makes life better.